start of the new year, the grace period has ended for the state's distracted driving law. Now, getting pulled over for driving while distracted could set you back nearly $100, maybe more. Here with details on the law, the fines, and what constitutes distracted driving, please welcome from the Washington State Patrol, Trooper Rick Johnson. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate this. Okay, so how long was our grace period here?
Well, it was just about 6 months. So
6 months.
The law went into effect July 23rd, 2017.
And sometimes I think that's sort of background noise. We know we have a grace period, but
Right.
we want everybody to know, boom, grace period is over. So when did you start enforcing the law?
January 1st, we started enforcing it with actually issuing infractions. Prior to that, we were educating with warnings, and other agencies didn't have to adhere by the grace period. So there's other agencies that were actually, enforcing it from July 23rd on. So now it's over. We just want to make sure that people know we're going to be out there and enforcing it with an infraction. It's a $136 infraction for the first offense, and then a second offense within a certain period of time is $234.
Whoa, so that can add up pretty quickly.
Right.
And so officers are actually looking for this now with the intention of pulling people over.
Right, and we were before also. I mean, it is a primary violation to have that phone in your hand.
And it's not just the phone, right? Everybody has seen people, and this just makes me crazy when you see people like in a parking lot where you need all of your attention. They're talking on the phone and you're trying to avoid them. But it's not just the phone, it's anything else that distracts you. So what might that include?
Right, it's beyond the phone. I mean, you can have a distraction with a heated conversation with a passenger in your vehicle.
Really?
Eating, grooming, drinking.
Cooking chicken on a hibachi. Just
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
these things. Why?
Yeah, get the barbecues out of your car. So it really, the $99 infraction, which is the secondary offense, is really, we're trying to get, I think the legislature's intention was to get to the forefront of people's minds that there's more than just the phone as a distraction.
Right. How do you determine that as a police officer? How would you know that somebody has been in a heated conversation or that they were putting, makeup on or
You
whatever?
don't, but inevitably someone that is driving distracted, whether it be a phone or something else, our attention's called to them by the way they're driving. And then
They don't know they're doing it, but they're probably...
Right, so maybe they're not signaling, or they're kind of drifting onto the shoulder into somebody else's lane. So that brings our attention to them, and we can look and see, okay, why are they driving that way?
Right. And obviously it's an annoyance if somebody is driving distractedly, but in reality the reason we're doing this, we as a society, is because people are dying as a result of this.
I don't have the specific numbers, but distracted driving is a big issue. And I've seen it in my 26+ years career where, bad things have occurred because people were distracted while they were driving.
And the phone thing seems to be something that cuts across all age groups. We might think about kids, but really...
I think, the phones are really smart now, and I think that, it's an addiction. I mean, I'll admit to, my smartphone is my lifeline, especially for work. So I think that, whatever generation you have are using these phones, and they can be a distraction.
Is there a way to use your phone that is legal? If I'm at a stop, can I initiate a call?
Not if, well, it depends on how you initiate that, but not if you're still in control of the vehicle. At a red light, the law still says you cannot do that at a red light. If you're calling emergency services, calling 911, you can pick your phone up and dial 911. That is an exemption from the law.
Okay. Anything else we do with our phone, we need to pull over to a legal place to pull over and stop.
Right, where you're not in control of the vehicle anymore, you're parked. And I suggest, you see people with the suction cup things on their windows where the phone comes down. That's a good tool, however, make sure you don't place it where it's going to be in your line of sight, so it's, blocking your vision.
Okay, so that would be legal if you can voice activate that? Or?
It is.
Okay.
You can voice activate, you can one touch or one swipe. Now, we're not going to be next to you counting how many times you touched it in a certain period of time.
But let's say if your phone is suction cupped, you get a call and you beep, answer it, and you talk, but your hands are on the wheel. Are we okay?
Yes.
Okay. What about Bluetooth connections? What should we know about how we can or can't use those?
You can still use Bluetooth as long as it's going to be activated. So it's similar to, one touch to answer something. A lot of times you have controls on the wheel.
Right.
If you don't, you can touch the phone once to answer the phone.
Okay. And so if we see people and they're holding their phone at any point while they're driving their car, that's not legal.
Correct. You cannot have the phone in your hand at all while you're
Okay.
driving the vehicle.
So what do you tell people, or what do you suggest that we talk about in our own families to kind of convince others that this is a good thing to just stop doing?
Well, I mean, you can look at studies done on distracted driving. Now, part of the, the numbers we have out are really alarming, but they may not even be the true number because humans don't self-report very often. So if we go to a collision scene, a normal rear-ender, the person that causes collision isn't going to say, I rear-ended the car because I was on my phone.
Do you check?
We don't have the legal right to check unless there is a crime involved. If there's a crime, if somebody's, severely injured and we believe there could have been a distraction, then we can go through the court process to get a subpoena for the phone.
And see if at that same time
Right.
they were
Right,
their
but
cell in
and
use.
that's happened with our detectives, but just a normal collision, we don't have the legal right to say, well, show me your phone.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thanks for giving us fair warning before anybody starts racking up those fines, and also because we want everybody to be safe.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Still ahead, a pain-free way to get whiter teeth in just minutes. Do not do this in your car, though. We'll be back after this.